hapon mga kasugbo. This is Cebu City in action o kauban nato karong hapuna. For the first time, ang Cebu City Planning and Development Office pinanguluhan sa ilang department head si Architect Joseph Michael Yumi Espina o ang iyang assistant head nga si Architect Marie Cuizon. Maayong hapon, Architect Espina and Architect Cuizon.
Maayong hapon, Ma'am Will, o maayong hapon sa atong mga tigpanminaw.
Okay. Ma'am?
Maayong hapon sa tanan. Thank you for having us here.
Okay, actually this is your program.
Thank you.
So karong hapuna mga kasugbo, maghisgot ta about CPDO. Ang CPDO mao'y in charge or mao'y responsable sa mga pagpatuman sa mga plano sa executive department. Sila mao'y mupatuman sa mga plano like say for example nga unsaon pagpanindot ang hitsura sa dakbayan sa Subo. So usa na sa ilahang mga responsibilidad under sa leadership ni Cebu City Mayor Mike Rama and sa konseho sa dakbayan sa Subo pinanguluhan ni Vice Mayor Raymond Garcia. So karong hapuna mangumusta ta sa CPDO unsa bay mga bag-o sa CPDO nunot sa Singapore-like aspiration ni Mayor Mike Rama alang sa dakbayan sa Subo. Architect Yumi.
Okay, so actually, Ma'am Bill, ang mando ni Mayor namo sa CPDO, amo lang gi-conceptualize yung vision for a long-term plan. Kaya ang among gibuhat karon ang comprehensive land use plan of the City of Cebu and the zoning ordinance, which is now being discussed in the City Council and in various other fora for the public hearings.
So when we talk of comprehensive land use, unsa man ka comprehensive ang paggamit na sa kayutaan sa dakbayan sa Subo? Unsa may naa na sa mga plano when we talk about comprehensive land use?
Kaning comprehensive including several sectors. There are actually 5 sectors sa atong plano which also coordinate with the Cebu City Development Council. 5 sa na ka sectoral committees. So na ay infrastructure, na ay social, na ay economic, na ay institutional, na to physical planning. So these sectors are integrated. So manang na comprehensive plan sa kuan. So daghan kaming giatiman karon overall plan. So we are doing the long-term plan. And then actually ang CLUP is about 10 years, but this has to be reviewed every 5 years. Okay, so we start with this plan now we are doing based on the vision of Mayor Mike and the city, of course. And then he was telling us first ang iyang vision yun na ay 5 ka development areas sa Cebu City, because Cebu City, the whole Cebu City is 291 square kilometers.
291 square
kilometers ang area. And 20% of that is urban. 80% is rural, meaning naatatanan nagpunsisok sa urban area. Daghan kay problema kay naghuot man tangari. Pero we don't want also to occupy our forest lands because this is our watershed. Food security ni o water security. So ato tong i-preserve. So ang direction karon sa city is north and south, padung Mandawi towards Danau ug south nga Riskarkar. Okay, so ang 5 development areas ni Mayor Mike ni describe siya nako. Ingon siya na ako na sa downtown area duha ka buok. Kanang New Business District, which is the SRP, and the Heritage Historic District na sa sentro, na diya ang City Hall, mga historic buildings, mga cathedral, Santo Niño. Sunod ana ang Midtown area. And then after the Midtown, of course, is the Uptown area. Kining Uptown area, makita ni nato 200-meter elevation, mao ni siyang foothills of Cebu.
Okay.
Before mo steep na, mao nang level sa Marco Polo, no, Alta Vista, o Monterrasas, mao na siyang uptown area. So makita na nato, nindot kay nang i-preserve. Kay ang Cebu god tubig o mountains, kung mawa na di natakita, di natasibo. So mo man ay ganahan sa mga tao, no, na naagitay connection ba, water and the mountain. So we are trying to control that. And then the fifth development area is of course the uplands, which is our watershed. Na ay Central Cebu Protected Landscape, protected na siya dapat. So dapat minimal atong developments diha. So controlled ang developments. Amo ganing directions diha sa uplands. So good lang ta sa uplands, no?
Okay.
Kanang greenhouses. Instead of open farming, kanang greenhouses controlled developments, compact, no? Nya drip irrigation, drip fertilizer, maka save ta sa water and irrigation fertilizers. Nya high production pagyud, high value crops. So ang Department of Agriculture nato naanay mga greenhouses. In fact, makita nimo sa SRP ang ilang mga trabaho, no?
Yes,
Greenhouse. So high production na ato nang i-replicate sa uplands. Nagsugod na ta sudlon 1, sudlon 2.
Okay.
Ya ako silang giingnan ato ning i-replicate tanan barangay sa uplands kay instead of mangmotol ta dito kahoy, magkaingin daghang kay itabo dito open farming, atong i-preserve sa compact na ning greenhouses. So mao na atong directions dito to conserve, preservation and conservation. Balanced development, sige ingon si Mayor nako ana, balanced development dito. Na ay gamay urban development pero naagi conservation. Unya naa say proponent sa dam, mananga dam dito. So that is also a source of water, no? And then also to recharge our aquifer. So si Mayor Mike mananing nag-istorya ni bilyonaryo Enrique Razon. Okay. Ni commit siya aning dam, mananga dam. No, in fact he made it public, no? And then there are they are working on that. So water conservation and then food security and water security and the uplands. Now ngari sa waterfront district sa urban area na ay tulo ka buok, tawag na mo growth centers. Okay. These are planned unit developments. Pareha sa IT Park o sa Ayala Business Park, planned unit development. Mura siya giplano as an enclave, no, dito. Okay. Pero of course connected sa urban fabric. So kanang planned unit developments controlled na mga building heights, building bulk, setback, wide sidewalks, butangan na tog trees, parehas Ayala o sa IT Park. Tulo ka buok ni area sa waterfront. Ang first ngadto sa north is the creative district. Okay. So sige na may istoryaan with the chamber, no, we want to revitalize the North Reclamation Area. Okay. Kanang North Reclamation Area, unfortunately, pilan na katuig na wag yun mo develop og mga high-rise, no? Ang naa dihara, ang kanang hotel sa SM, no? Radisson. O karon sa Robinsons. Pero in between, wala. Mga container yards. Yes. No? Because it is a support facility of the waterfront. Pero di na ginamao diha, valuable na kayong ang lugar ni change na gyud commercial ato na nang imong creative district, pero ang core ana adto dapit sa Block 27. Ang creative hub
ang Block 27
tapad sa Mahiga boundary sa
kanang
Cebu City ug Mandawi, just in the boundary. So in fact I was talking to Mandawi planners, they were very interested also to participate kay kana ilang South Point Mandawi reclamation. Padung sad sila dito mga office, mga anak sa ilang development. So mujay ratar sa Mandawi. And big developers there like Ayala, kanang gatewalk sa Ayala. I also talked to the planners for Ayala. And they are also very interested to participate in the
Okay.
creative district. Kini creative district, of course, kana mga animation, no, filmmaking, graphic arts, even architecture, fashion design. It is an innovation technology hub. We need that. In fact, the whole world is talking about innovation and technology, the use of artificial intelligence, digital transformation, morning lugar. We have to have a place. Dugay na tagka-istorya ning creative district sa DTI pa, diha pa ko sa San Carlos din, batar mi aning mga creative industries. Pero wag yun mo pick up kay wa man tay lugar. So now we are working on this sa city planning and naa tay location for the innovation technology hub. This is the North Reclamation Area.
Asa man na magsugod ang North Reclamation Area?
Kana ganing saan na siya?
From the boundary sa between Mandaue and
Kanang
Cebu.
river ba?
Okay,
Then
sa Mahiga.
Mahiga.
And
Up
then?
to Robinson's
Robinsons
Galleria.
kana.
Okay. So,
That's
unsa
the
man ang
whole-
kadako nga area?
Probably about 200 something.
Yeah, hectares na po kayo.
Basta-
Because we're also planning to have the Cebu port to be focused more on the passenger
Okay.
service
Okay.
rather
Yeah.
than the cargo.
Okay.
So once the cargo will be transferred to another place, so that area would also be supportive of the creative industry,
Oo.
since it is also a very has a high potential to become a tourist area.
Yes.
So eventually kanang mga container yards din ha, mga wa na.
Ato nang i-control. It will be different use na diha kay
Ya kay ang mas dako og gamit ang container yard.
yes, because of the port.
Yes,
Yeah, balhin naman ng port sa Konsolasyon. But that's of course dili kay dako, pero ibalhin na ng cargo dito kanang container yard. So these container yards here in the North Reclamation should transfer kay layo naman kayo adto na sila sa Konsolasyon. So that area will change ang use, which is for the better because actually that's already very high value properties there. Hotels and businesses can come in.
Somehow ang traffic sub minimize, di ba?
Yes, and it's not the highest and best use. Sa planning good, we use the area for the highest and the best use. That
Bitaw
is
anong hinay ang development din ha sa North?
Okay, dugay kaya tungod sa port lagi kay container yards man. Ang naa diha nagbutang ang white gold diha. Di kayo mo prosper ang naanay uban ni sugod ba. Pero still agi daghan dihang mga container yards which even Mandaue, no, they already transferred all their container yards. Nauna pa sila. Ito. So now it's about time, but of course we have to talk to the CPA and try to convince because actually ang kana sang port, the draft is about 9 meters.
Okay.
Kanang depth ba? Ang kanida ay mga Panamax ships, large container ships, it's about 12 to 15 meter draft. So di na gyud kasod. So ang akong tanaw na overrun ba sa technology, dagko na kay container ships.
Yes.
They cannot use that as a cargo port. So probably passenger terminals pwede, water tourist cruise ship terminals. Kanang third bridge for example was designed to allow tourist cruise ships.
Okay.
Manang taas kay kita ka 50 to 55 meter ang
High.
clearance.
Oh.
Which we told MPTC to make it at least that high so that tourist cruise ships flying the ASEAN routes.
In preparation na.
Yes.
Oh.
So they can come in all the way to the historic district.
Okay.
No, to that port.
Pero dili
Imagine.
magamay ra ang channel din ha, sir, when we talk about mga cruise ship, international cruise
Uy,
ship.
dako, wide enough ka na ng mga dagkong barko sa itong mga shipping lines.
Okay.
Maagi man diya. Di lang siguro magdungan, but you know, it is very possible they can come in because the draft only 9 meters.
So, we're looking at unsa man ang timetable to have this kanang mga visions to be materialized.
Yeah. Well, that's another matter. We're thinking of the future, but the implementation is quite different. No? Pero that's probably why there are moves to increase taxes. Kaya ato man sa dapat dong. No? Nag-prepare may ano mga plano, pag increase taxes, in fact, kung naanay funds ang city government, maka-implementa ni dayon. No? We can do it quite fast. Even in the south, ako kahuman atong 3 districts. Ang second district, ang historic district, which we want to pedestrianize, manglakaw ang mga tao na bike lanes, na electric tricycles na apply, we will close down roads. In fact, sugod na tas Kalye Magallanes. There's already the plan to pedestrianize that short street from Magellan's Cross to Plaza Independencia.
Mauna ang
Kalye Magallanes plan. So we are there in the screen. There's the Kalye Magallanes. Gikans Plaza abot sa Magellan's Cross. Mubo ra kay na diha ganing nag-una ng McDonald's, Island Souvenirs. So this
wow, ninduta ko na.
Kana padong nas carbon. Okay, if we can widen streets there nya na ay ang katong heritage loop gipakita ganiha kulon to utuyok ilawom sa Guadalupe River ilawom sa CCLX ramp. Ang CCLX ramp himuo na sana interesado kayong CCLX from the bridge towards Rama. Himuan nilag access road. Kay karon gud ayo kayong likuan to atas katalisay nya U-turn na sad balik.
So asa man na gikan sa bridge, asa man dapita sa bridge to Rama?
From the bridge adto mo tugpa sa Cipadilla Colon. Mao na siya entrance kanang tawag nila ramp on and off ramp sa padong sa bridge. Okay. Nindot magayong slope ana mga 5 degrees, 5% slope. Nya mo connect na sa 3 de Abril padong na sa Rama. Kanang 3 de Abril connected na sa Rama. So ang DPWH sa dana. Siguro we will need widening there, pero the DPWH district is going to do it. In fact, nagsugod na kuno sila parcellary or survey sa area.
Murag mo nag-iingon
that is the direction.
Kanang
yellow portion diha mo nang heritage loop. Atong i-connect nganhi sa kanang carbon, diretso na ni mayor magbutag bridge padung sa Pasil, Ermita area. So ma-develop sana from Tabuan Market all the way down to the fish port. Mo sanay plano ni mayor. Indoton ba? Tabuan Market to the fish port niya. I-connect sa under sa CCLX ramp is a linear park. Kanang park. Of course, kanang park naanay mga small businesses diha kanang sagunay na mga negosyo di gagmay ayo sapatos unsa pa nang na diha mura siya attractive na siya sa foreign tourists. Kay mo nay pangitaon sa mga tourists, mga local products. So ana diha sa linear park along the Guadalupe River. So hopefully kanang linear park will go all the way to initially to B Rodriguez. Kana mo na siyang from City Hall padong sa Carbon. If we can widen the sidewalks, plant trees, of course dili ni karon dayon no. Nahinay ba, that's what we call na kana gong street lighting. Kanang street lighting, paggamyo ni mong vehicular lanes, palapdan ang sidewalk para manglakaw ng mga tao, magbike, manglakaw, mulapad na ang sidewalk. Kay karon gud maghuot tas sidewalk, kay daghan maging auto.
Yes.
In fact, nangita na may parking buildings around the historic district. There are now moves to require dako magkaitag requirements parking god mambil sa mga developers ba. And then they are complaining kay 1:1 man atong parking requirement. Nya kung di ka kaabot anang ilang requirement na ay payment every parking slot bila to 900 plus per parking slot.
Mahal.
Mahal. Pero, so their option is to reduce their parking requirement, reduce ang number of units sa mga condo ba. Or to provide the parking yun required, or naatay akong gi-propose sa zoning board kining quid pro quo, meaning lain parking ilang i-provide sa historic district, around the historic district. If they can provide us a parking building, kay ang purpose atong penalty na 900,000 per parking slot is to build parking buildings.
Okay.
Sila na build.
Correct.
Watay trabaho. So sila build, kita mo manage siguro niya kanang card na RFID, whatever new technologies for collecting parking fees. Then the owners there can partner with the developers na katong kinahanglag required parking.
Gilgiga sa inyong kuan, sir, sa inyong plano.
Plano ra lagi nya.
Nidot kita daw na.
Pag-implement sa dan. Kinahanglan gyud kwarta ang syudad kay di man ta kalihok. Well, anyway, ang third district mo na tong new business district ang SRP. Naa diya ang housing. South Coastal Urban Development Project kana.
Okay.
20-story housing buildings nya naay MRBs kanang medium rise buildings kay naa ni siya akong gi-recommend sa local housing board kana bang progressive ba anhi sila i-train sa 4-5 story buildings kay di na sila kibaw gamit sa elevator mga mechanical equipment naman
but eventually they will
but they have to be trained.
Yes.
Na pa na mga values formation diha, seminars, trainings, and then mga livelihood.
Yes.
No, before they graduate into these taller buildings, and then finally into a house and lot. Outskirts na, layo na, but by that time probably we'll have mass transit already.
Yes.
Hopefully, kung naatay LRT padong sa Danao or padong sa Karkar, kay mo man ang growth center sa plano sa JICA, ang growth center Danao and Karkar. But we have to have mass transit. So karon ni adto ang BRT team dito sa office. They were thinking about why not start with BRT? Buses ba instead of mahal man ang LRT. So di kita kaabot ana. But we have to prepare the shift. Kinay shift, modal shift from cars to mass transit.
Okay.
Takes long. Dugay kay nang mo balhin ka gikan sa auto, convenient kay mga auto nimo. Pero ang tawag ana ang last mile is very important. The last mile is mahatod yung ka sa imong destination. Gikan sa imong trabaho, abot sa bay o abot sa shopping mall nga, gikan shopping mall, abot sa bay. Naa ganay connections ba? Mo ni gitrabaho ni Ann kining LPTRP, amo nang gi-fit sa BRT routes. Pero niingon tong consultant ganihan na kuwang pa kuning ruta, gamay ra, mubo ra. Kuyawan tag
gitukod garon nga BRT. Asa daghan kinangutanan nako ana architect, asa man gyud na asa magsugod og asa mo end ang BRT?
Gikan sa karon ang package 1 gikan sa South Bus Terminal abot sa Capitol.
Mao ra na.
But that is more on the
first
it's
package.
by phase na it's like by package na construction.
Okay.
But if you're talking about the whole BRT line, it starts from SRP area, then going to the Capitol, then going through Escarrio, then up to IT Park.
Mao na.
So ang kani karong present nga gi-construct Capitol to
South
South
Bus.
South Bus,
Terminal.
that's only mga 1.5, 1.5?
No, even
Or
more,
less.
but still, no? Di makakaabot sa imong destination. Unsa may destination? Capitol? From your work, from your home?
Oh.
Kinsa may mo adto ana? I mean,
Correct.
there has to be a connection which is the LPTRP na, mga modernized jeepneys. So, sao na sila, padong na sa final destinations. So, that is important, the interconnection between the BRT routes and the LPTRP, modernized jeepneys. As a first phase, because as I said, progressively, di ni makalit kay say, funds, ani. So, hinay-hinay lang gibuhat, pero we have to make it work. Kaya otherwise, kung dili ni mo trabaho, manay mo kuan sa atong BRT, wanay manakay ba? So we have to make it work.
Wala pa na sir.
Wa pa kay wa.
I mean, eventually ba para na kumubo ra kayo siya.
That is just part of
first
the
package
just
na.
one segment of the whole line.
Ang package to padong sa IT Park.
Okay.
Mo right turn from Capitol right sa Escario all the way to mutuyok sa Archbishop nya padong sa IT Park nya balik sa Escario.
So
May loop.
kanang BRT karon from Capitol to South Bus Terminal mao nay mahuman by
next year.
24
First quarter
or
Yeah, around
2025.
first quarter.
First quarter
Next year.
next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
So ang sunod right after ana maunay napunan og 20 how much was that? 23 billion sa NEDA.
Ang package 2 ang nag-istorya na ron package 4 man. Package 4 padong sa Bulacau.
Okay.
Ang package 4. Ang package 3 padong sa Talamban. So package 2 until IT Park, package 3 Talamban, package 4 Bulacau. South.
So right after mid of next year, mahuman
First
First quarter
first
may
quarter
ganyan.
of next year. Sugdan sa Budayon ang
Yes, it will
second
follow.
Hopefully
package
there's
2.
Package
yeah, they have already engineering. So
Napoy nangutana na architect kanang skywalk from DOH diha sa Robinsons kaning skywalk sa CNU unsa man ni matangtang na
tantang nag-meeting last week nag-meeting ang DOTR, DPWH, Cebu City with the mayor. The mayor was there. The final say of the mayor is tangtang kanang dili demolish kanang dismantle. Kay I was telling the mayor pwede man na magamit nga to sa SCAD, South Coastal Urban Development Housing. Kini kay pre-stressed concrete ng mga beams ana.
sa skywalk.
Oh, skywalk.
Okay.
Kuan man ka na paghimo. 4 o 5 na kabuok pre-stressed concrete column to column. Nya matangtang na siya murabag Lego ba. Tangtang niya. Mabalhin na ato na ipuson una.
So dili siya ma-useless.
Di siya mag-useless. Mao na akong gingon, ayaw i-demolish, i-kuan, dismantle. Mo na term ni Mayor. I did not say demolish, dismantle.
Okay.
So dismantle all skywalks. That's what he was saying the other week. Yes, last week. So
mao ni
I
ang
think that is
unsa pa toy lain nimo architect ang Heritage Historic District.
Historic district mo tong walkable.
Oo.
So, the mayor was talking about a City Hall Square. Kanang City Hall Square is the City Hall to Santo Niño. Mana nang apil ang Utibo baka ng road.
Yes.
It's like a square god. In other countries, they have this central square. So, that will be pedestrianized first and then connect to Plaza Independencia. Tong Calle Magallanes. So if we can do the City Hall Square, we can already connect things ba kaning mga parks. Because what really the mayor really likes is to create more open space and parks because these are not just greens, no? These are spaces for social interaction, very important in a city like Cebu.
Yes.
Because our city is very socially segregated. No? Ang mga not so well off ni angari suffering with the floods and all that, then the higher level income to sa bukid.
Correct.
So how can we bring people together so they can help each other? These spaces, these parks that the mayor is doing, na siya Senior Citizens Park, Plaza Independencia, karon Freedom Park, naghimo sa siya Children's Park sa Nicole, naan na say purpose which is social connections among the population. Very important in a city like Cebu.
Kinumdum ko na sir sa una ba, when you talk about downtown area, na ako na din hang mga bugoy, kani adto ba? And then downtown and uptown. So ug ari kag downtown mga bugoy, mga ug ari kag uptown tus mga social.
Nganong di man na mag-abot ang daan gyud may abtanan.
Correct.
Dan mo nang if we pedestrianize, people of all walks of life can be together. That's what happened to the night market in Colon. Katong last Christmas, aligriha daghang tao. Pero from all walks of life, no? they are together. They can talk, then they can interact. The squad, they can understand why they are like this. Not a social interaction. Then during disaster, that's very important.
Yes. Oh.
When people are connected. Katong typhoon na hitabo. So, mutabang ka ba? Kaya kailam naman nimo.
When we talk about pedestrianization, meaning ana wala na mga public transport nga makasud within the area?
No, it doesn't mean na zero ang vehicles or the public transport. It's creating a more balanced mobility. Like people can have the choice to walk comfortably in the streets, or if they have a longer destination, they can ride the public transportation. They can even bring their bikes if they like. So it's really more of giving the community choices. So dili limited kay karon mo man natong problema or ang mga tao ang ilang hunahuna permi palit na lang gitag sakyanan nato. Kay kanang kapoy kayo mag jeep kay traffic gyapon kayo. And that's why we are improving our transportation at the same time. So all of these are we're trying to really create a well-balanced mobility in our community where people have really multiple choices in how they travel from one destination to another.
And eventually siguro ang look sab sa mga public transport dili na pareha na mga multicab, nagagmay kayo.
Usab na.
Oo. Pwede pa kada balik ang Tartanilla, sir?
In certain portions, why not? Sa historic district in the south. Diha man gitong mga Tartanilla sa una sa south. Pwede man na itong ma-assign ang areas for those things. New York gani mga sanay carriage manila mas dagko. Pero horse-drawn carriages. Why not?
Bitaw, no? No. Unya nakakita ko ganina sa inyohang animation. Animation tawag ato architect, no? Dito sa kanang sa SCAD ba sa SRP. Murag ninduta tanaw no murag mo basura dito dapita. Asa ka mabutag diha dapita architect ang mga basura.
Daghan sa tang intervention na waste to energy. In fact kadungog ka aning kang Enrique Rason sa Binalyo, waste to fuel. He is already doing it. He is converting plastics to kaya na ang landfill na
Okay.
Pero iyang i-segregate, unya ang plastics iyang i-gather, iyang i-bill. Unya, nothing else sa factory in Manila or I don't know if we'll do it in Cebu. They convert it into aviation fuel. So waste to fuel na siya energy. So they can use it. Plastics na to. So hopefully mahurot na tong plastic kay naago na mga sapa na clog sige lang miglimpyo. Nagubat sa baha
Grabe kayo
General
pagpaglimpyo.
Simato.
Sir, you were saying ba 20% sa entire area sa Cebu City. 20% naa sa urban. And then the 80% naa sa rural. Kaning urban, magtanaw ko sir, sa kanang mga aerial shots or mga drone shots, grabe kaayo ka congested sa mga bahay, sa mga informal settlers, bisan din ha within like sa SRP, din ha sa unsa na mga lugar da, Inayawan, Mambaling, di ba? Mao ni nga mga barangay,
Mga depressed communities.
sa mga depressed areas. So, unsay klase sa intervention ba nga ang mahimo sa Cebu City for these people? Grabe ang congestion din hang dapita if we want to make Cebu City beautiful aesthetically, di ba? Murag eyesore sila sa pagpanindot sa syudad. So unsa may mahimo sa syudad kaha ani nga mga sector?
Actually, the mandate of the mayor sa CPDO, ingon siya nako, we will open up the south. Kay kita ka ang development is going north. Tanan dagko kay mga roads going north sa south gamay ra kay except the coastal road and the Bacalso duha ra ka buok. So we want to open out the south. That's why our plan na gani may circumferential road from North Reclamation to Cabreros to SRP. The mayor is telling us to open up bridges from SRP to the land side. 8 depressed barangays. Imagine we spend several billions in the SRP. It did not trickle down to to the depressed barangays. Ano man? Kaya may connection. Okay, so now we are going to connect that to the land side to develop it, and there is the portion we call the South Coastal Urban Development Project, which is a housing project. President BBM actually did the groundbreaking, no? Last February, but we need help by the DSUD to do the multi-story housing buildings there, and then ask the developers for the medium-rise housing buildings in front for their balanced housing requirements. Daghan mang developers naghimog condo, so their balanced housing requirement, di sila mahimo atos gawa Cebu City. They build here, they do their balanced housing here in Cebu City. So those are the areas where they can.
Is there enough land to be used within the urban area?
That area, there's about 60 hectares. That's about enough. So we computed.
SRP dapit?
Yeah.
Oh.
There is, the mayor is telling us, well, statistics are showing that's about, we have a backlog of about 30,000 housing units. No, that in totality. But we are going to do it in phases. So that first portion there is just the first phase, about 20 hectares. So the whole thing, padung sa Inayawan, the ngatos Mambaling, is a total of 20 hectares. So by phases, we can do it. But, you know, as I said, it has all to be progressive. Dili mahimo dayon ba. So maybe we'll start with a small portion of that first phase, no? And then it will develop going towards this end, towards the mangrove areas. Kanang mangrove areas are the conservation areas, because we need those mangrove areas for carbon sequestration.
Asa ni dapita, sir? Kaning mangrove
Kanang
areas?
last corner sa kanang green ba?
Okay.
Mangroves mana.
Kana.
So we are going to preserve those mangrove stands. Kana ba?
No.
Okay,
Wala
malimpyo ang tubig.
Asa
Kita sa Google.
Gikan sa Inayawan na stretch padong
okay.
sa Mambaling.
Padong
Yeah, dapita na agi na siya along the edges.
So
daghan diri dapit sa Inayawan na padong sa Inayawan.
So kinahanglan ma-preserve na.
Ma-preserve na. In fact, we'll be planting more mangroves, and there are NGOs who are very interested to help us. Kanang blue economy. The blue economy, we want to engage with that movement. Blue economy. They're discussing now in the University of San Carlos. There's a group who is crafting all of these plans for the blue economy.
And kamo say in charge sa pag-conceptualize sa bagong Cebu City Hall anha sa SRP?
Yeah, actually we made that concept plan. And then we showed it to the mayor and also the city council. They're very interested because if you look at the conceptual drawing there, it's like the city hall is very centrally located at the end of a linear park. Kanang linear park, kanabang green portion with, it's like a fountain, Fuente Osmeña there, the circle rotunda.
Yeah.
Then that green portion,
SM City?
Yeah,
seaside.
Mura na siya Las Ramblas in Barcelona.
Okay.
Las Ramblas is only 40 meters wide. Taas kayo, very long. But the thing there is people can interact because it's so narrow that the people are forced to
compress.
Street man nga street sa diri. That the people are forced to compress and interact. There will be activities there. Adto kas Barcelona, alegre kanang Las Ramblas. Lain-lain from the elderly kanang mga seniors, na mga bata, na mga lain-lain yang adto sa tumoy sa aba kay concert mga batan-on. Dindot kay social space. And then if you look at that, it's like Washington DC no sentro ang I was telling the mayor na, you know, we should have something like this for the city hall because it commands respect to authority. Kana bang the symmetry of the building ba? If you have a foreground so you can see the building like that. Pariagos Capitol nganong nindot kay Capitol kay na may Osmeña Boulevard. Then it is centrally located, is very symmetrical. And you respect authority if you see as institutional building like that. And it goes to also schools, no? Schools ba? If you plan a school building, the center there is the administration, the president or the dean of the school. He should be able to see ba what's happening around.
Ngiligig yunig uto ka mga planner, sir, no?
Ma'am na yung theory of architecture and planning.
Oo.
There's a theory, so we have to apply it.
So, apply the theory.
Apply the theory. But again, implementation is a widely different thing. That's why we need support from the public. We are here just to explain. I've been asked to talk to the Cebu Chamber, the European Chamber. I talk about this, but I tell them that these are all plans.
Pero unsay perception, sir, how are the stakeholders receiving?
Very positive. Just when was that? 2-3 weeks ago, there was the Subdivision Homeowners Developers Association also presented these things, and then they were very appreciative. The developers came to me to talk about these plans. No, I was talking about the urban heat island effect. Kining urban heat island effect is another thing. The buildings are becoming very tall, but it will develop heat in the center of the city. So we have to address it now.
Yes.
No, before the buildings block the wind flows ba.
Correct.
So we are looking at this already at this time, no, because when we do the comprehensive land use plan, the zoning ordinance, we can control building height. There's what we call BHL, building height limits, and then the floor area ratio for the building bulk. So if you can control those, you can arrange the building such that it can accommodate the airflow to cool down the center of the city. And you can address heat island effect. We are already discussing this now in the city planning office.
To kanay architect kay karon lang ganiyo kanay inigawas na to diri sa office, bugnaw kayo. Inigawas na to dito sa in less than 5 minutes. Grabiha man sa init. Uy, unya lahi ra kayo architect nga kana gani naka open space, wala gyud kahoy, but here's a tree. Usa lang ka tree ha inig atungtong gyud mo sa shade. Mukalit og kausab ang iyahang ang imong pamati na kay kabugnaw nga ma-feel.
Naalagay ang hills diha sa atong foothills. Siguro easily 2 degrees centigrade difference from the urban area. Maka-feel yun ka. Say mo fog pa dito sa hills.
How true is it engineering ang usa ka area nga reclaimed area, you cannot construct high-rise buildings?
No, you can, but there are engineering methods. There's what you call as compression. Ma-address ba sa mga engineers? Engineers can build anywhere. Tanawang Mandaw it's also reclaimed area, but look at the kanang Kangaysan, no?
Kaning ila sa North Reclamation sa ganito?
Dili, Mandaw
Mandani Bay.
Tagas mo kayo ng building diya. Even Robinsons now, it's in reclaimed area. Kanang Radisson, it's in reclaimed area, but they made piles. No, kanang piles are, they carry the building, but it goes all the way down to the rock, base rock ba. So there are engineering methods to address this.
Dili ba ma-congested ang urban area in terms of population if kani nga mga plano ninyo would materialize?
A good change. In fact, ang Metro Cebu, kantong gihimos jay I was the land use planner of the Metro Cebu Roadmap Study. Ang amo yung conceptual strategy is to disperse. We call it dispersed concentrations in the north and south. Kanang naas picture. Danaw ng naas north, karkar nga ni south. So the strategy is to disperse north to south instead of going west to our mountains. And then nga rin sa padung tas Mactan, kanang green loop is like a belt that is holding the developments ba, intense developments in the Tri-City, Cebu, Mandaue, Lapu-Lapu, Morasiag Belt. But that is a green loop, transit oriented, meaning siguro electric buses ang transport, clockwise and counterclockwise. I describe it even to the BRT, kining green loop. But we have to talk to Mandaue, Lapu-Lapu, Cordoba, because the closing link is there already.
Silex.
So it just needs to do that green loop, widen the sidewalks, plant trees, connected to the major land uses. Like Ayala Business Park, then it goes to Mandaue Industrial Area. Mga major land uses, tourism sa Lapu-Lapu, Cordoba, ecotourism. Back to our heritage district. Kasi select man na may ramp. Adong's Fuente. So, Mango Avenue is even retail. So, nindot kay kung ma-develop na. So, that is the concept. Disperse concentrations and then develop the green belt ang kanang green belt ridge to reef concept from, let's say, Kansaga Bay to our green mountain areas, and then Mananga River to our watershed ba. There has to be a link. These are wildlife corridors from ridge to reef. That's a concept in environmental planning. So if you can have that, you can reduce the expansion of the city center ba.
Yes.
You can slow down, not really stop it, but slow down. And then it will develop growth centers in Danao and Katkar. But you will have mass transit. Now, we're talking about mass transit. What kind of mass transit? It has to be progressive. Mahal magayang LRT at this time. That's why it's expensive. So, I was talking to the BRT earlier. So, we can even use BRT. Why not? North to south. But, lagi na, progressive ba? Not now.
Pero is BRT efficient?
Depends on the plan actually. Kana ko nung first package 1, kuwang pa na. So, if you can expand it, so that people will use the BRT.
So definitely, kaning 80% the rural area of Cebu City, kinahanglan siya nga ma-preserve.
Balanced development is the term that the mayor is telling us. Balanced development. So what is balanced development? We have to preserve the trees, the environment, for water security and for food security. Those are the two things. In fact, naana na sa kanang Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, 17 goals. So we are targeting those SDGs.
Pero nanam lagi mga developments po dito sa ibabaw, architect.
Nanam lagi, but we have to control. And that's why I invited the CCPL. There's a board there, EMB, Environmental Management Board.
Right now, we're integrating that in our comprehensive land use plan, because in our old comprehensive land use plan, or CLUP for short, it was absent. It was not there yet. That's why I think that's one of the reasons why there's lack of regulation of the developments there in the uplands.
Kaning CLUP good. The last was in 1996 pa. It was never been updated and approved. There were attempts before but never approved by ang approving body is the DSUD. HURB before. But now we are trying to do it, pass it through the SP first, and then the DSUD, so that it can be fixed for at least 10 years.
Kay kani mga dato ba, architect? Diba, naa sila daghang kwarta, gusto silang makapaili din. Di na ko ganahan diri sa urban area, congested na kayo, saba na kayo tanan. Magpalahi ko ato ko sa ibabaw. I want peace of mind, and I want to see the entire city. I want to own the world. So adto sila dito sa ibabaw, and then dili lang kay sila ra, they also bring ang ilahang development, and eventually nanay daghan dito nga nag-develop sab og mga kanang businesses.
That's why we want to bring them back to the city. How are we going to do it? Kanang historic district is the key. If we pedestrianize it, bring it back to people instead of cars. Karon traffic kay dito, maguba pa ang mga kana din Santo Niño because the pollution ni naluag ang stones. Imagine Santo Niño, the belfry ba?
Okay, mo to na gupok,
collapse sa earthquake kay nahumok naman ang iyang stones because of pollution. Dagan. That's why the city now is controlling traffic, and even trucks cannot pass there anymore because of the vibration. So we have to protect our heritage.
Yes.
And then, why is it that when we go abroad, we enjoy the historic district, walkable streets, very green, very active space, there's commercial, then all people, they come together. They even live there already.
Correct.
In this historic district because it's very expensive. Because you can do business. The more people walking, the more vibrant the economy or the business there. It's like the mall, no? Because you are walking in the corridor, the mall, you shop left and right. But if you are riding cars, you will not go down and just shop. You cannot even park. That's why it's dead.
Munang ironic kay bitaw architect no ganahan kita mo adto didto sa uban nga mga nasod kay gusto ta manglakaw. Yes. Ano dili man na mahimo nato dinhi sa ano kaugalingon.
We would like to share actually that the more advanced cities, they already went through what Cebu is been going through. They also started this movement of pedestrianization, and it was not readily accepted also at that time. It took time also for these cities, for their communities to get used to the idea, and then they started to embrace it. They already started to enjoy walking, and then their businesses flourished because of this walkable areas. So the change is there, and Cebu has yet to go to that phase.
Of course, na ay mga birth pains, na ay daghan challenges, kay imuhang atubangon. So, gikinahanglan gyud din ha, Architect Yumi, ang imuha gyud pag-insist.
We have to make people understand how to rejuvenate, revitalize the downtown area. And the history is there, no, the culture is there. People should bring back
dato kay
people.
tag kasaysayan, dato kabunda kay ta sa kultura. Kana nag-anam na gani og kawa kanang ato ang culture tungod kay na-influence ta to some other cultures, di ba?
Yeah, and then cars are the culprit.
Yes.
And we have to change the mindset of the people, because they see our downtown like there's no economic opportunity there anymore. Even the North Reclamation area, they don't see any. So that's why we have to infuse new activities that would really provide economic opportunities at the same time to make them realize na kay karon wala ang concept kayo kanang mabaw ba min sila magkondo-kondo building lang ta permi kinadi ang kwarta dili ba ya. It's not there. But that's their thinking.
So gikinahanglan siguro po din ha ang pag-edukar.
Yes,
ang
education
pag-usab sa
and
mindset,
information drive. It's very important.
And availability of information also kinahanglan nga mahatag na ngadto sa publiko.
Yes, but the mayor is really concerned about our housing problem. That's why we have this South Coastal Urban Development Project. Housing gid yang unahon. So before all of this ba. So that's why this area at the back of SRP is what we're going to develop to housing. So we need support there from the public also. We can build those housing for kay a lot of them are living in danger zones along the rivers and creeks. So we have to address that.
Nasugda na sa paghawan ang mga nagpuyo within the 3-meter easement. So dinha sa Estero de Parian, for example, sa bukana gyud sa kaning dagat, nabalhin na sila dinha sa San Roque Gym temporarily. And I think nagsugod na sab sila sa pag-construct sa ilahang mga bahay dito sa relocation site sa may Kiyot. So hopefully this will be a start
Yes.
sa katumanan, sa hinay, mo yung batag hinay or kanunay?
Kanunay.
Kanunay nga pagpatuman sa mga vision ni Cebu City Mayor Mike Rama.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Architect Espina, ang imuhang concert, imuhang auhag alang sa mga Sugboanon nga taga dakbayan sa Sugbo. Unsay angay nga mindset nga ato ang huptan for us to be able to realize the Singapore-like aspiration para sa dakbayan sa Sugbo?
Ang ako lang hangyo ba, natay mga plano ani. Tanaw ni mo braglayo pa no. Pero dapat naataan ng vision. Kay haron kay bawta asa tapadong.
Yes.
Kay kung wataan ng vision like Singapore like watay direksyon magtibuag ta manay mahitabo. So naghangyo lang ko sa mga tao na mo suporta sa direksyon ni Mayor Mike ug sa city karon. Amo nang gihimo sa City Planning Office mo ni among gihimo long term vision si LUP. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Architect Cuizon.
Yes, ang amo nga message diri is ang city na ay klaro nga direction and we hope na suportaan gyud, then kung pwede kita tanan we will contribute in our own way.
Yes.
Di man kinangan maghulat ba nga naagyoy grupo nga mo lihok gyud na karon as early as na anybody can already contribute to a clean city, to a more progressive city. Kay kani among ipang prepare tanan, it will goes toward that direction gyud.
Para ni sa kaayuhan sa tanan, dili ni para ra ni Mayor Mike Rama, dili ni para ra ni architect, si architect wala stable naman eh. Ang iyaha is ang pag-share, ang pagtabang ug pagpaambit sa kaniha kamo nga mga architects, kamo nga mga planners, dili ni basta-basta ang inyuhang gihimo. Ang inyuhang ning gihimo para sa kaayuhan sa kadaghanan. So, ang labing mahimo sab sa kadaghanan mao ang pagsabot and pag-adjust maybe and kana gyud ang pag-cooperate. Naaman tuod na ang mga pagsupak, but hopefully we could, if we could disagree, but we could disagree agreeably.
Yes.
Di ba, architect?
Exactly.
So, daghan kayong salamat, Architect Yumi and Architect Ann, og sa Cebu City Planning and Development Office. This is your maiden cast.
Yes.
Kita-kita ta sunod.
Every month ne.
Yes.
Sa to? The last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday of the month.
Yes.
Okay.
That's our slot. But is it 6:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock?
Sabutan pala.
Sabutan.
Okay. Dagan kayo salamat mga kasugbo sa sunod nga episode sa CPDO kung sa Cebu City Planning and Development Office. Ako si Vilma Andales. Mayong hapon mga kasugbo.
Salamat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.